Okay, as you can see, we have removed all of the garlic from in here, and we have prepped all the garlic. The garlic is sitting inside right now, so we'll get to that in a couple of minutes, but I just wanted to show that all the garlic is now gone, and all the corms over here. I went through the corms yesterday, and the corms that were lower down in the bucket that we had them in were not dry completely, so we brought them out here to get them to dry. Right now the temperature inside the greenhouse is 107 degrees with 51% humidity, so dry is a relative term. So before we go inside, I wanted to show the alfalfa and the buckwheat real quick. The alfalfa, I think, is coming up good. I've never grown alfalfa before, so I don't know what it really looks like. So let me zoom in. So there's the alfalfa that we planted, I think about 4 weeks ago now. So let me zoom in a little bit more. So I can see there's some weeds in here, but hopefully there's some actual alfalfa growing in here. And the 3 rows right there, which is where the potatoes, the carrots, the beets, and the onions were, those were, I tilled those over the weekend. And then the big green mass right there is this one big pile of watermelon. And so with all the rain we've been having lately, the watermelon's just going absolutely ballistic over there. So luckily we have somebody that has her own little farmer's market, and she can be able to sell the watermelon. So hopefully between us and the sisters and her, we can actually get rid of all this watermelon this year instead of having a bunch of it die like it did last year because of Helene. So let me come over here. Well, I'm actually right here, so I'll just do it. Okay, here is the buckwheat. Buckwheat, I want to say, is like getting like 6.5, 7 weeks old now. So it's actually getting mature. So I wanted to do was zoom in to see, because you can actually start seeing the buckwheat seeds on the plants themselves. So I'll try not to zoom too fast because I'm kind of zoomed in right now. So what I was wanting to do was wait to get to about the end of the month, because some of the buckwheat germinated before others. So to make sure that all of the buckwheat is germinated or is completely, I'll call it harvest ready, where the seeds are done in production, I wanted to wait a little bit, and then I'm going to mow with the brush hog this entire field, which will hopefully get the seeds back down onto the ground, and we might get another thing of buckwheat this year. And so the purpose is to try to do this year and next year, so the buckwheat can help repair the soil, because the soil back here has been farmed for, I think, well over 100 years. So the soil is in pretty bad shape, and the buckwheat is one step to help fix it. All right, I was going to show you Special K, because we had put a saddle on her because the rooster loves Special K. So instead of that, yeah, that would be you. There's Rose right there. She's the one with a rose comb. So she doesn't have a regular comb like everybody else. She has a more flat comb. And so that's a rose comb, so Andre wanted to call her Rose. It's hard to see through the mesh, so I apologize for that. But Rose has not been doing well lately. All right, that's Ern right there trying to photobomb. Ern, get out of the way. And so, anyway, Rose has not been feeling well. And so, Andrea suspected it might be worms. Okay, I think Eleanor told Ern to go be quiet. So, anyway, what I wanted to say is in the little water container right there, we suspect that Rose got worms, which is why she's not feeling well. And so we bought this stuff that has oregano oil in it. And oregano oil is supposed to help with worms. And so we've been administering it. And so Rose is starting to feel better. She's starting to act a little more lively, so we think it's actually working. And some of the other chickens are starting to feel better, so maybe they've had some sort of issue too. So that's all I wanted to say on that is we're administering this oregano oil supplement that we're putting in their water. And with all the rain lately, we got some shroom action going on. But what I wanted to show you was over here before I go inside. Okay, I'm at the swale, which is our property boundary between our field, which is on the left, and our neighbor's field, which is on the right, which has some lovely soybeans growing on it right now. And I went through over the weekend and brush hogged the swale, or the majority of it. Because like these weeds here, just imagine that, and just imagine the tall stuff that's still there. Just imagine the entire swale being like that. And so I went in with the brush hog with one swipe, and it went up good. And then I hit the brush hog right here because I just wanted to show the difference of what the brush hog does versus what was here originally. I'm going to mow all of this when I go to brush hog the field, so I wanted to leave the majority of this, but I just wanted to show what the brush hog actually does. And then I went, this line right there is also with the brush hog. The reason I want to do that is we're going to be extending the swale from where it is right now, which is at the end of the fence right there, and we're going to extend it all the way back to here. And we want to do that for two reasons. One is when we got the 2.5 inches of rain a couple weeks ago, in about 45 minutes, the water filled up the entire swale and then breached it. And so by extending the swale, we're hoping that it can hold more water and maybe get it out. And then the other reason is our blueberry plants are over here, and they're not supposed to be on the ground like they are right now. So they're supposed to be bermed up a little bit. So I'm going to take the dirt that I'm going to use right here that's going to make the swale. I'm going to put it over here where the blueberries are, make berms, and then we're going to put the blueberries back. And we already have a few blueberries sitting over here in fabric pots temporarily. And so we got to get rid of all the rest of these, put those in fabric pots, and then we can do this. And then on a side note, this is my T-post that I've had in the swale since we've moved here. And the reason I had it there is that it was the symbolic boundary between the field in the back and what we control maintenance wise in the front. And so I was trying to work around it, and the brush hog got to it, and needless to say, this happened. And all of the stuff that I did here not the swale part itself, but this little bit here and then down that entire line I did after I hit the T-post. There's a pretty good angle of it right there. And so because how the brush hog is designed, it did not destroy the brush hog. I'm sure it wasn't good for it, and I did not do it on purpose, but at least it did not destroy it. So with that being said, I'm gonna go in and show you what all the garlic looks like. Okay, here is all of our garlic. That is what we call the good garlic that we're going to sell. Each bin, or I should say the two back bins, are the larges, then the mediums, then the smalls. And then these here are really small rounds that we got. And instead of trying to sell them or plant them, we'll probably plant some of them, but instead of trying to plant all of them, a friend of ours is going to do a garlic mincing class. So we're going to use some of these small ones for the garlic mincing class, and then hopefully those people want to buy some regular garlic while they're there. So I just wanted to show you that. The big ones on the back left are 7 ounces, between 7 and 8 ounces, then 6 ounces on the back right, and then all the way down to the front right is 2 ounces. And so that's what we ended up with this year. All right, then the other thing I wanted to show is we ended up with some supersized corms. So this is a supersized corm right here, and it was a corm because it was on the outside of the bulb in paper, and it has the really hard shell on it. And this one's a little bit bigger than a regular corm, but you can see what the size difference is there. But this here was also a corm. So it had the shell that looked like this. And when we got this, the shell was already deteriorating and it literally just fell off. So we didn't do this. This is how we got it. And so I wanted to show what the corms actually look like. So there's the bottom part right there. There's the top part right there. So the corms actually look like little small cloves, just with a hard shell on it. And so we got some more supersized ones in here, and then all the regular sized ones are out drying outside that I showed earlier. In case you're curious, that is onions that had flowered that Andrea's trying to save the seeds, because there's some seeds right there. And then here's our Parisian star garlic, which is here, that we're going to be selling. And we didn't have a whole lot of those this year, but the Parisian star is a very potent garlic, while the elephant garlic is a very mild garlic. So we felt having 2 different types of garlic would be good, because some people might want it more potent, some people might want it more mild. Then the last thing I wanted to show was, here are some larger of the smaller rounds. And then these are our really big garlic. These are the 9 and 10 ounce garlic bulbs. Andrea has the 8 ounce ones in her office. And we have to keep them away from this thing because he's already grabbed and ate one garlic. And garlic is poisonous to dogs, even though he doesn't know that. And then below that, there are 3 shellac. There are 3 bread crates full of what we call the busted garlic bulbs. So these are the ones that have cloved out, but they're not pretty. So we're not going to sell those this year. In the future, we might pull them apart and sell like individual cloves, but this year we'll just hold on to them and keep them to replant. And then here is the tower of the onion rounds. or not onion rounds, the garlic rounds. My aunt calls them onions because they look like an onion, but that's kind of confusing, so I'm gonna start calling them rounds. So all of these are single cloves, which means they had not split out yet. And there's 14 different bread crates full, and each one of these has around 100 or a little more. So that's what they all look like. And so they're all sitting in my office right now. And so on the top row here, we have a couple of busted ones. Like there's a good busted one right there. But the rest of it is all the rounds, which are right there. And so some of these are actually kind of big and some of them are kind of heavy. And so all these are going to get planted back into the ground in the fall, so we can hopefully they'll split out into cloves next year, and then we can be able to sell them. So these bread crates are actually coming in very handy. So that's about it for right now. Garlic season is pretty much over until probably about mid-September, because we're going to be planting back again around the beginning of October. So that's about it for now. It is summertime, which means it's really hot, which means I don't like doing a whole lot outside when it's 95 degrees out and 75% humidity. So I don't know how much I'm going to be getting accomplished over the summer, but I'll do what I can. So I'll do videos when I can. I'm not going to push videos out, unless I'm actually something worth video-wise. So I just wanted to say that real quick. So anyway, that's our state of the garlic right now. And hopefully we'll have all the ones we're going to have for sale sold here pretty quick.